Our next speaker is Adi, who will share The Power Within, a journey of renewal. Adi chose to speak on the topic of overcoming academic adversity, a theme that resonates deeply at this stage in life when academic challenges are at the forefront. His message encourages others to recognize that setbacks are a natural part of growth, emphasizing that it's perfectly fine to stumble as long as one rises again with determination. Adi believes that temporary setbacks should not cloud one's vision and that the path to happiness and success is rarely straightforward.
Let's listen closely to Adi's story and the valuable lessons he's learned. Please join me in welcoming Adi to the stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing today? Are we all okay? Alright, it's good to see you guys. Today, I will be addressing a topic that I'm sure each and every one of us has felt throughout our time in schooling, and even more on emphasis now: overcoming academic adversity. All of us have troubles in our academics. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you have felt that the pressure is just getting too much? How many of you have felt that there are walls coming in on you and that you can't handle it and you're just gonna burst? Tell me, I'd like to see a show of hands. How many of you have felt this way before? That's perfectly natural, as I have felt this way myself. And now that I know you have as well, it makes it perfect as an environment for us to discuss it. So, one thing that I think about overcoming academic adversity is that we must learn that it's not permanent. We must know that as we work, as we develop ourselves, we become better versions of ourselves. So, as we talk about academic adversity, I would like to talk about daily routines. I would like to talk about things we do every day, things we do to maintain mastery and to learn about ourselves through our work. When I talk about daily routines, we come to school every day. We work hard, day in and day out, trying to perfect something that we hadn't before. We learn about ourselves through that journey, but it can be really hard to balance everything that we do. We come to school, we learn, we have to pay attention in class, we have to talk nicely to our friends, talk nicely to our teachers, we have to be caring, and we have to go home, we have to study, we have to focus on ourselves academically. And I know that this can be a lot for all of you. What I mean by that is, you can say that you have, I don't know, a lot on your plate. But in my opinion, having a lot on your plate is different than the contemporary definition of it. To all of you, having a lot on your plate is defined as being occupied. It means that you don't have time, or it means that you have a lot of tasks to accomplish that you are missing out on. But to me, having a lot on your plate is more of a literal representation. If you have a lot of food on your plate, you either A, have a lot of building material to make your future, or B, you'll sleep well at night knowing that you're on a full stomach. Next, I would like to say that it's not permanent to be under academic stress. Constant improvement is not an option. It is a necessity when it comes to facing challenges in school. When you work hard in what you believe in, when you work hard in what you want to achieve, eventually it's not a matter of if you will win, it's a matter of when. Because when you put in your work every day, when you focus on what you believe in, and when you want to really improve yourself, the win will come eventually. Next, I would like to focus on a common pitfall of our generation and our cohort especially, and that is the pressure and comparison trap. Amongst ourselves, we have the innate tendency to compare ourselves to one another. This can be a very detrimental and somewhat cancerous attitude to have. Whenever we receive a test paper or a score, we constantly ask our friends, how much did you score? Did you score well? Or can I see your paper? This is horrible for your mental health. Not because you're sharing what you did or sharing what you might have done, but because you're not focusing on yourself. In times of academics, in times of personal improvement, such as taking a test, you need to focus on yourself. And the fastest way to destroy something special that you have, and something special that makes you unique to yourself, is by comparing it to something else. Next, I would like to share a personal anecdote. There was a point in time quite recently when I was at the top of my studies. Every question paper I touched turned into gold. I was living it. I was having fun. I was engaging with my friends, engaging with the material, and I was just understanding it like that. Everything came to me, and it felt odd when suddenly I almost hit a setback. It was as if I hit a wall, and very recently too. I felt that my academic powers, the ability that I had, was withering away. I felt that if my test scores weren't as consistent as they were, I would not be as smart as I thought I was. But the worst thing that I could have possibly done was something that I did without second thought. I thought that without consistent test scores, I thought that without having constant success in my subject, I would be undervalued or devalued by you guys, my friends. I would think that if I wasn't able to score as well, I had an ideology that I would be viewed differently, talked to differently, interacted with differently, or even looked at differently. I want to say that this is something you must never do. Never let it get here. Keep it here, please, because when it gets here, that's when it hurts the most. Don't let it get personal. I would like to extend this topic by telling you that for growth and success, constant improvement is a necessity. What I mean by this is constantly evolving your skills, learning from your past mistakes, and doing 3 things whenever something in school doesn't go your way. 1 is identifying what you did wrong. 2 is thinking about it a little bit and concluding why you got it wrong. And number 3 is what you can do to rectify this error. These 3 things have been invaluable for me as my time as a student. Why? Because everything I learned has gone through this rigorous process, such that whenever I make a mistake, I go home and I think about it again and again, and I eventually find a way to rectify it. I find a way to make it better. When you overcome your challenges as a student, it's not just about growth or fulfillment. It's about turning them into opportunities. When you find a challenge, we have the tendency to think of it as a detriment. We have the tendency to think of it as something that is pulling us down. And temporarily, yes, I agree with you. I agree that challenges are hurtful. Challenges do possess problems in our life. But another thing I agree with 100% is that challenges are opportunities to be seized. When you encounter a challenge, I request for all of you to look at that challenge and think about how it can make you more complete as a person. I want you to think, what skills would I need to overcome this challenge? What skills do I have that could help me? And what do I need to do, and what do I need to learn about myself to become better in this specific field? Next, I would like to focus on your choice of mindset. Because, as I mentioned before, when I had difficulty maintaining my grades, I would think to myself that I wasn't as valued as I once was. I wasn't looked at as an advisor. I wasn't looked at as somebody who could ask a question. I wasn't looked at as somebody you could respect. This is what I thought about myself. And that is a terrible mindset to have. You need to think of yourself that you still are that person. I was constantly telling myself, I was him. I had it. I used to be able to do this. But the thing that you guys need to realize and that I know that you feel this as well. You might think from a past experience that you used to be excellent at one thing. You used to be a professional. You used to be that guy. You used to be that girl. Now I want you to say that again, but this time remove the used to and remove the was. Because everything that made you great, everything that made you unique is definitely still there. Once you realize that everything that you worked hard for, everything that you believed in, the drive that kept you going, once you realize that that drive is still there, it's almost as if you've had an academic rebirth. And as I move on, I would like to focus on the more gentle side of this. As I've mentioned before, that you need to be ultra focused on what you want to achieve. You need to have an outline. You need to break down challenges into little bite-sized pieces so they can be adapted easily. You need to have a mindset and a self-kindness that suggests that you must be able to adapt. Having proper adaptability is one of the most important things you can be as a student. Why? Because let me give you an example. If you had the same 10 cards, and if you play those same 10 cards 10 times in 10 rounds, how would you expect to get any other answer? Or how would you expect to win? If you're losing with the same deck of cards, you can't expect yourself to have a different outcome. That's like going to the fridge at night expecting there's going to be new food inside. And what I mean by that is you have to be adaptable. You have to shuffle things up. If you want to win a new hand, you're going to have to shuffle the deck. And as I come to the end, I would like to say that there is a profound sense of fulfillment when you overcome your challenges. I understand that challenges are tough, but think about it. Challenges are something that last with you for a long time, something that are in your process of development, something that helps you become a more complete person. So in a way, a challenge, or as I like to say, an opportunity, is almost a catalyst to become a better person. And that, what I imply by that, is that once you overcome something, once you deal with something properly that has been bothering you, or that has been just a difficulty for you, it provides a profound sense of relief and fulfillment. Not because you've solved your problem, but because what you fought for and what you've believed in every day for as long as you have fought for your cause, all those days where you believed in yourself and you thought that you can do it, all of those days paid off. It's a massive weight lifted off your shoulders. And finally, I mean happiness. All of us want to achieve and feel this seemingly elementary feeling. All of us want happiness. We want to achieve what we set out to do because it makes us feel as though we are more complete as people. When we go out and get what we want, no matter what the cause, there is no better feeling, I can guarantee you. But you must have a proper mindset for that. When you tell yourself that I am that guy, I am that girl, I can do this, I can do that, it's your mindset that dictates whether or not that statement is true. And coming back to happiness, I'd like to say that every face I see in this cohort, I see every day. Every day I see you with a smile on your face, and to that I commend you. Because sometimes it's hard to keep a smile on your face. I understand what that feels like. And every day I see you happy, I see you laughing, everybody here, I see you laughing. And that warms my heart. Why? Because I don't want this for myself. I want this for you all. I want each and every one of you to see a challenge as an opportunity to leap over that challenge. I want you to smile. I want you to laugh. I want you to love. I want you to have fun. Why? Because I see a group of people here who are honest, intelligent, trustworthy, hardworking, and most of all, important to me. I want all of you to be successful in your academic career, and not just that, I want you to take it on in life. I want you to know that it isn't over until you win. When you fight for something you want so badly, you are dictating your terms, and you are the one sailing your ship. I need you to believe that each and every one of you is worthy of love, respect, and attention no matter what. And fulfilling your dreams is just a catalyst for that to happen. I want you guys to know that you are writing your own story. The pen is in your hand. You have the choice to become better, and you have the choice to put your mind to something that will make you better. I see you guys writing your story every day, adding a little bit every time, but that little bit is very important. It shows how you're evolving as a person. And as I see you write your stories every day, I want to take a second to tell you that this story has no better ending than unless if you write it. I want you to know that this story has a beautiful ending that is penned by you. Thank you kindly for your time.